Welcome to another grammar lesson brought to you by eBenki.com and Genki Kids Eikaiwa. In this lesson, we will cover adverbs of degree plus adjective. Very, quite, to, enough, not enough, almost. Alright, let's start. Following are the different adverbs of degree that are used with adjectives. First we have very, which enhances an adjective. For example, the tea is hot. The tea is very hot. As you can see here, it's more than hot. It's very hot. So if hot was 7, then very hot would be a 10. Next we have quite, which is used to a certain degree or extent. For example, the tea is quite hot. So if hot was 7, then very hot would be a 10, and quite hot would be a 9. It's almost very hot. It's quite hot. It's almost to the top. Next we have to, which exceeds the degree or extent. For example, the tea is too hot. So in this case, as long as there's a reference point, you can use the word to. So if the most the hot can be is 10, then too hot would be 11, 12, or higher. Next we have enough. To a required degree or extent, enough goes after the adjective. So for example, the tea is hot enough. In this case, the tea is not too hot or not too cold. It's perfect. It's hot enough. So if you wanted it to be 7, well, hot enough equals 7. And too hot would be an 8 or higher, as it's more than enough. And don't forget, enough always goes after the adjective and not before, as many people make that mistake. Next we have not enough. Not to a required degree or extent. So for example, the tea is not hot enough. So if you wanted your tea to be a 7, and it's only a 6 or less, then it's not hot enough. Lastly, we have almost, which is close to the degree or extent. For example, the tea is almost hot enough. So if you wanted the tea to be a 7, then it is probably a 6 or a 6.5, where it's almost hot enough. Okay, so be careful. These are all detailed words. They add a little detail to the adjective. So once again, very hot is more than hot. Quite hot is getting close to hot. And too hot exceeds hot. And hot enough means it's perfect. Not hot enough means it's not perfect. It's under perfect. And almost hot enough means it's almost perfect. Okay? So for example, if the tea was hot at 7 or hot enough at 7, then too hot would be a 10 or higher. Not hot enough would be a 6 or lower. Almost hot enough would be a 6 or a 6.5. And hot enough would be a 7. All right, let's read the sentences one more time. Here we go. The tea is hot. The tea is very hot. The tea is quite hot. The tea is too hot. The tea is hot enough. The tea is not hot enough. The tea is almost hot enough. All right, let's practice with some more examples. Here we go. The bag is heavy. He is weak. That house is very expensive. He is very smart. The box is quite heavy. The man was quite rude. The price is too expensive. My pants are too small now. It's good enough. The rope is long enough. The fee is not cheap enough. That box is not big enough. The room is almost cool enough. He is almost old enough to enter. All right, let's try that at a normal pace. The bag is heavy. He is weak. That house is very expensive. He is very smart. The box is quite heavy. The man was quite rude. The price is too expensive. My pants are too small now. It's good enough. The rope is long enough. The fee is not cheap enough. That box is not big enough. The room is almost cool enough. He is almost old enough to enter. Good job! Each of the points covered in these grammar practice videos will also have many corresponding lessons and tests at eBankyo.com. I hope to see you there. Have a good day.